Hello everyone, this is the first video of buffer overflow series. In this series, I will be teaching you about buffer overflow attacks, which we can use to take control of some of the servers which are misconfigured. And when we consider a buffer overflow attack, there are three main steps of a buffer overflow attack. First one is finding the offset, then finding the bad characters, then generating shellcode and exploitation. You don't know these things yet, but I'll be explaining everything throughout this course. First, let's consider the first step, which is finding offset. And when we consider a program currently running on a server, it takes some space of the memory on that server. If we consider that part on the memory, it is basically 5 parts. There are 5 parts on that part. They are kernel, stack, heap, data and text. If we are running a stack-based program, we can do this stack overflow attack. And of course, it has to be vulnerable, or otherwise we cannot do anything. And what we doing in a stack overflow attack is we try to fill the stack with some data, and we know that after the stack the program refers to EIP register which is used to give the next instruction to CPU. If we can take the control of that EIP, we can send our own instructions and take the control of that server. So in this step, we are trying to find where exactly this stack is ending. So if we find that ending point, we can know where the EIP begins. So we can send our shellcode to that EIP. This finding offset step, there are 4 other sub-steps. Those are spiking, fusing, calculating offset, and filling stack. This is spiking part. We are doing the initial analysis, and in that process what we are doing is we try to figure out which part of the program is vulnerable. For example, there can be some vulnerable commands, or when there is a user interface, some sort of buttons can be vulnerable, some sort of input can be vulnerable. In the spiking part, we are finding that in vulnerable part. Next, the fusing part, which we are finding approximately where the stack is ending and locating approximately where the EIP is starting. This is an approximation. So what we are doing here is we are sending continuous data to that program, and we are waiting that program to be crashed. After it crashes, we know where the EIP begins approximately. In the next step, the calculating offset, we are trying to locate EIP exactly. To do that, what we do is we use Metasploit tools and generate some sort of specific patterns and send to that server. When we send that kind of patterns and the server crashes, we know where the EIP is located because we know about that pattern. And when the program breaks, we know what part of that pattern has been sent into that server, and from that part and the remaining part we can calculate the offset. We don't have to do these steps manually. There are so many automated tools, we are going to use them. And the next step is filling the stack. After we locating exactly where the offset is located, we can fill the stack and give our instructions to EIP. And there is a very special thing, that is there are characters names, bad characters, which we cannot use in our shellcode. These bad characters are basically the variables which are already referred in the program that we are attacking. For example, let's say we take a equals 10 in a program. When we say that a equals 10, it allocate a memory location for that variable. and when that A is missing, that program can be break, which means the program crashes. So we cannot use that kind of memory locations. These are called bad characters, and we have to find all those bad characters. We use Immunity Debugger and Mona scripts for finding these bad characters. And the last part is generating shellcode and exploitations. We can, after taking all of those information, we can generate our shellcode using Metasploit tools, and after that we use another Python script to send our shellcode to that server and taking the control of that machine. To do this, in this course we are using Immunity Debugger, Mona scripts, Vuln server and VirtualBox to create virtual machines. This is the introductory video of this course. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.